Most people destroy their own authority without even realizing it. They talk too much, react too fast, and try too hard to be understood. Machiavelli warned about this centuries ago. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Because respect is not given to noise, it's given to control. Most people believe respect is earned by being open, expressive, and constantly engaging with others. They assume that the more they speak, the more they will be valued. In reality, this behavior often has the opposite effect. When you explain yourself too much, respond instantly to everything, and constantly try to be understood, you signal a lack of control. Machiavelli observed that leaders who tried to please everyone inevitably lost authority because they made themselves predictable and easy to manipulate. In modern environments, whether it's a workplace, social setting, or leadership role, the same principle applies. The person who talks the most is rarely the one in control. Instead, it is the person who speaks less, observes more, and chooses their moments carefully. When your words are limited, they carry more weight. People begin to listen differently, not because you are louder, but because you are more intentional. Respect is not about being heard constantly. It is about making your presence felt, even when you are silent. The silent power move is simple in theory, but difficult in practice. It requires you to say less, observe more, and resist the urge to respond immediately. Most people are uncomfortable with silence, so they rush to fill it. That is where they lose their advantage. Machiavelli believed that unpredictability is a form of power, because a person who cannot be easily read cannot be easily controlled. When you pause before responding, you create a moment of tension. That tension forces others to pay attention to you. Instead of reacting automatically, you become deliberate. This shifts the dynamic of any interaction. Think of a military general standing in the middle of chaos. He does not shout unnecessarily or act impulsively. He observes, calculates, and then gives precise instructions. That silence is not hesitation, it is control. In everyday life, this same principle applies. When you do not rush your words, people begin to see you as someone who is composed and thoughtful. That perception alone increases your authority without you needing to demand it. In high-pressure situations, silence becomes even more powerful. Most people reveal their lack of control when they are under stress. They begin to over-explain, justify themselves, and speak more than necessary. Machiavelli emphasized that perception is everything, and the way you behave under pressure defines how others see you. If you appear calm and controlled, they assume you are capable and confident. If you appear reactive and emotional, they assume the opposite. Consider a negotiation scenario. One person is constantly explaining their position, trying to convince, and filling every silence with words. The other person listens carefully, pauses, and responds with a short, clear statement. The second person immediately appears stronger. Athletes understand this deeply. Discipline is built in silence, away from attention and validation. It is repetition, control, and focus. The same applies in social and professional environments. When you remain composed under pressure, you create an image of stability, and that image often determines who holds power in that moment. Emotional reactions are one of the fastest ways to lose respect. The moment you react impulsively, whether through anger, defensiveness, or the need to prove yourself, you give control to someone else. Machiavelli warned that a leader must always remain calculated, even in moments of tension or provocation, because once emotion takes over, strategy disappears. Think of a military commander. Surrounded by chaos and uncertainty, he cannot afford to react emotionally. Every decision must be controlled and intentional. The same rule applies in everyday situations. When someone challenges you, interrupts you, or tries to provoke a reaction, your response determines your position. If you react immediately, you show that your behavior is controlled by external triggers. But if you pause, remain composed, and respond with intention, you demonstrate authority. Control over your emotions is not just a sign of discipline, it is a signal of power. People instinctively respect those who cannot be easily shaken, and that respect comes not from what you say, but from how you carry yourself.
Power isn't just about action, it's about perception. As Machiavelli said, people judge more by what they see than what you do. They don't analyze deeply, they observe and decide. Your posture, timing, reactions, and restraint define how others see you. If you're always available, always responding, always proving yourself, you look replaceable. But when your presence is controlled and your words are limited, you create scarcity, and scarcity increases value. In leadership, business, and social settings, the person who speaks less but with precision commands more respect. It's not silence, it's control. Measured actions signal discipline. Over time, that discipline shapes perception, and perception becomes reputation. This level of control isn't natural, it's built through discipline and repetition. Your instinct will push you to speak, explain, and defend yourself. Power comes from resisting that impulse. Machiavelli valued those who acted with intention, not emotion. Like an athlete trains daily, you must train your composure. Start by noticing how often you speak without purpose. Most people reveal too much just to fill silence. That's where they lose control. When you manage that impulse, you immediately stand out. Discipline in communication sharpens discipline in thinking, leading to better decisions. Over time, this becomes natural, and once it does, people see you as composed, calculated, and powerful, which automatically increases your authority. Silence isn't about avoiding communication, it's about control. Speak with purpose and precision. When you talk, your words should carry weight. Machiavelli understood timing. Speak too early, you lose impact. Speak at the right moment, you amplify it. In environments where everyone is trying to be heard, the one who speaks less stands out. That's where influence is built. You don't need to dominate or prove intelligence through constant input. You control when you enter and what you say. One well-timed statement can shift an entire conversation. That's real power. When people see you don't speak often, they listen more closely. Your words gain value not because they're louder, but because they're rare and deliberate. Once you master this silent power move, everything shifts. People treat you differently without you asking. They interrupt less, listen more, and become aware of how they act around you. This happens because you're no longer predictable. Machiavelli focused on control of perception, behavior, and outcomes. When people can't read you, they can't control you. That uncertainty creates respect. You don't need to be loud or dominant, just controlled. Silence becomes a tool to observe, think clearly, and act with precision. Over time, this builds a reputation. You're seen as composed, calculated, and powerful. And once that perception is set, it reinforces itself. You stop proving authority, people start recognizing it automatically.
Stop trying to be heard. Start being calculated. Because in the end, the most powerful person in the room is the one who doesn't need to speak to be respected.